Welcome to Liberty Island, in New York Harbor, site of the famous Statue of Liberty. And welcome to this lesson on American symbols and celebrations. We use symbols to remind us of something familiar that is very important to us. Every country has a flag to represent their country. We also use things like songs and poetry to remind us of important ideals in our country. Today we will talk about some of the symbols we use in America, and the celebrations we have each year to remind us of important events in American history. We will get started by taking a look at the American flag, and the symbolism used in the flag. The first American flag was made official in 1777. The original design was 13 stripes, 7 red, and 6 white, with 13 stars on a blue background in the top left corner of the flag. The 13 stripes and the 13 stars, on the original flag, were meant to represent the first 13 states. These states were British colonies prior to the Declaration of Independence being signed on July 4, 1776. The colors of the flag have meaning too. The red represents hardiness and valor. The white represents innocence and purity, and the blue represents perseverance, vigilance, and justice. Over the years, the flag's design has changed to reflect our growing country. Today the flag has 50 stars, representing the 50 states, and the 13 stripes remain as a symbol of the 13 original states. Every year, we recognize the flag on June 14th for Flag Day. On this day it is common to see flags wherever you go in America. Next, we will take a look at how the flag inspired our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. Our national anthem was written at a very difficult time for America. It was 1814, and there was a battle here at Fort McHenry, in Maryland. The United States was once again at war with Great Britain, in the War of 1812. For a full day, British Navy ships were firing exploding shells, and newly invented rockets at the 1,000 soldiers stationed here at Fort McHenry. But despite the heavy bombardment, Fort McHenry did not fall to the British. When morning came, a man named Francis Scott Key saw that the American flag was still flying over Fort McHenry. The ability to withstand this significant attack inspired him to write what would become our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. The song is about America's ability to win this major battle, but the flag still flying is a symbol of America's strength in a difficult time. Today, we sing the national anthem at important events and ceremonies. Let's listen to it now. Let's talk about the Pledge of Allegiance. The Pledge of Allegiance was originally written in 1892. When we say the pledge, we are promising loyalty to the flag, which is a symbol of the United States. When we say the Pledge of Allegiance, we stand, and we face the flag, and put our right hand over our heart while we say the pledge. In most public schools across America, the children say the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. There are many ceremonies, such as at a naturalization ceremony, where we recite the Pledge of Allegiance. At your ceremony, you will say the pledge along with the other new citizens there to show loyalty to your new country. Let's recite the Pledge of Allegiance together now.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Of all the symbols of America, the Statue of Liberty is probably the most well-known symbol of American freedom. The statue was a gift from France to the United States in 1886. The statue has stood on its pedestal on Liberty Island now for over 130 years. Liberty Island is located in New York Harbor, between New York and New Jersey. The statue has many symbolic features, including the torch, a symbol of liberty, or freedom. The tablet, with July 4, 1776 etched in Roman numerals. The 7 spikes of her crown represent the 7 continents, and 7 seas of the world. A chain and broken shackle are at her feet, and are supposed to represent the ideal of the end of oppression of all people. From the late 1800s to the early 1900s, millions of immigrants saw the Statue of Liberty on their way to Ellis Island to immigrate to America. Ellis Island is located just past Liberty Island, on the way to New York City. Between 1892 and 1954, over 12 million immigrants came to America through this building on Ellis Island. For many of them, the sight of the Statue of Liberty became a symbol of hope for their new life in America. This is the Great Hall on Ellis Island, where immigrants would undergo health and legal screenings to determine if they were indeed able to immigrate to America. In all, 98% of immigrants who came to America through Ellis Island were allowed to enter the country. Today, this is the site of the Ellis Island Immigration Museum, and is considered part of the Statue of Liberty National Monument. Visitors can learn more about the history of immigration here, and even review records to find information on relatives who came through Ellis Island. Each year, Americans observe 10 national holidays. On national holidays, most banks, public school, state, local, and federal government offices will close for the day in observance of the holiday. The holidays are meant to honor important events and our people in U.S. history. There are a number of traditions that surround some of these holidays. We'll begin with New Year's Day. Which is January 1st of each year. This is a day to reflect on what happened in the previous year, and to celebrate the start of the new year. Many cities will host celebrations on the evening of December 31st, leading up to a countdown to the start of the new year at midnight. In many American cities, fireworks will also be a part of celebrating the start to a new year. In 1983, Congress passed legislation designating the third Monday in January as Martin Luther King Jr. Day. The date was chosen based on the third Monday being on, or close to, Dr. King's birthday of January 15th. Celebrations and observances around the country will vary, depending on where you live, but there are parades, marches, and civil rights speakers who give speeches, all intended to honor the achievements of Dr. King and his passionate fight for equality and civil rights for all Americans. Each year, the President's Day holiday is observed on the third Monday of February. This date is on or about the same day as George Washington's birthday, who was the leader of the Continental Army in the Revolutionary War, and the first President of the United States. President Lincoln's birthday was also in February. The holiday started as a day to honor George Washington, but the holiday was renamed President's Day to honor all presidents, but specifically Washington and Lincoln. The last Monday in May is Memorial Day. The holiday's observation began in 1868, and was originally called Decoration Day. The day is a day to remember the sacrifice of all the Americans who have died in wars and conflicts, while serving in the armed forces. There are a number of solemn ceremonies across the country, including at Arlington National Cemetery. Many people will decorate the graves of relatives who died while serving in the armed forces, and volunteers often will put American flags on the graves of all veterans. Although the intent of the holiday is to be a time of thoughtful remembrance of those who made the ultimate sacrifice by giving their lives for the country, the holiday has also become an unofficial start to the summer season. Many Americans will gather together for barbecues or enjoy the outdoors on Memorial Day weekend. Every year, on July 4th, Americans celebrate Independence Day. This is to commemorate the signing of the Declaration of Independence on July 4, 1776, when the American people formally declare their independence from the control of the King of Great Britain. On this day, there are many different types of celebrations that happen, including parades, carnivals, barbecues, family reunions, baseball games, and at night, there are usually fireworks displays in most every city and town in America. The first Monday in September each year is the national holiday of Labor Day. This is a day to recognize and honor the work of the American labor movement, and workers and laborers in general. Labor Day weekend has also become the unofficial end of the summer season, with many families taking their last vacations of the summer around this time. Columbus Day is a national holiday celebrated each year on the second Monday in October. This holiday is to commemorate the arrival of Christopher Columbus in the Americas, on October 12, 1492. He discovered the presence of this New World when he was attempting to find a new trade route to the Indies and Asia. The beginning of colonization in the Americas started soon after. Veterans Day is on November 11th each year. Originally, this holiday was known as Armistice Day, which was the commemoration of the end of hostilities in World War I on November 11, 1918. The holiday was renamed in 1954, and is now a day to honor all who have served in the United States military. This is different from Memorial Day, which honors all those who have died in military service. Thanksgiving Day had its origins in earlier harvest festivals. Many Americans refer to the feast by the Pilgrims at Plymouth Rock in the fall of 1621 as the first Thanksgiving. It was a 3-day feast attended by the Pilgrim colonists and many of the Wampanoag tribe. Although it was often celebrated, over the years, Thanksgiving did not become an official holiday until 1863. When President Abraham Lincoln declared a day of thanksgiving and praise to God in heaven. It was intended to be a time to reflect on God's blessings over the past year. Although there are some religious roots to the holiday, it is celebrated by both religious and non-religious people in America. The traditional Thanksgiving foods include foods native to America, including turkey, potatoes, cranberry sauce, and pumpkin pie. There are also a number of parades around the country, with the most well-known being the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City. The parade has grown a lot since the first one in 1924, and it features many celebrities, large floats, and the large balloon characters like the one behind me. Thanksgiving is a time where many families will gather together to enjoy a big meal, and to celebrate the beginning of the fall and winter holiday season, which is from Thanksgiving until New Year's Day. Christmas is a celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ, that is celebrated by billions of people all around the world. In America, it is a national holiday on December 25th, each year. Christmas has its roots in the Christian tradition, but it is also celebrated by many people who are not Christian. It's another time where American families get together with each other and share in their own Christmas family traditions. Most families that celebrate Christmas will have a Christmas tree that they decorate, and other lights and decorations inside and outside their home. In America, it is customary to exchange gifts with family and close friends at Christmas. That's it for the national holidays in America, and the end of this lesson. Next, we will review civics test questions that we covered in this lesson. Alright, let's go over all of the civics test questions from this unit. What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? The United States, or the flag. Where is the Statue of Liberty? New York Harbor, Liberty Island. Why does the flag have 13 stripes? Because there were 13 original colonies. Because the stripes represent the original colonies. Why does the flag have 50 stars? Because there is one star for each state. Because each star represents a state. Because there are 50 states. What is the name of the national anthem? The Star-Spangled Banner. When do we celebrate Independence Day? July 4th. Name 2 national U.S. holidays. You can answer any 2 of the following: New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, President's Day, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas. That's all of the civics test questions for this unit. Remember, you can always review the civics test questions by using the flashcards in the app. Thanks for taking part in today's lesson. We hope to see you again for a future lesson.